Coming up next hour, I'm going to break down exactly what less than 10 global banks are doing, what the G20 meant for. Remember, I told you 5 weeks ago that it was going to be $5 trillion to begin with. This week, it was in hundreds of mainstream news articles that the bailout is now $5 trillion. See, I actually did something that is considered bizarre. I actually read the bill. And it said the Treasury's above the law, the Federal Reserve can take over America, no one can review this. And so now they're saying we won't tell you where the trillions went. And no, it didn't go for mortgages. And here's the scary news. $5 trillion conservatively was in the bill. It could be as much as $10 trillion. And it looks like if in 5 weeks they've already blown $5 trillion. And by the way, the private banks are given the money, the $5 trillion, and they go out and buy stock for themselves. And then you're going to have to pay it back in taxes and in dollar devaluation. But see, that's okay for them because they have already got a real asset. And then I read about how they're suddenly auditing everybody and squeezing everyone at the IRS. Oh, yeah, for the few middle-class people, the rich will be left alone. But the poor folks think somebody making $100,000 a year is rich. The billionaires will be left alone. People making $1 million over a decade, they'll be attacked. But they're just going to turn the taxers. I mean, have you seen the cops? You'll see 50 of them on the road now writing tickets. And property tax, everything. They're going to squeeze you. They're going to take your houses. They are, because that's all got to go to those offshore banks. And I heard all these fake neocons on the radio saying, well, I don't like being a socialist, but we better fund this bailout or the economy will collapse. You suckers. Number one, it's not socialism. If I go rob a bank, it's not socialism. It's called a heist. But they got up there and told the suckers, all right, I said I'd go to the calls. I mean, they're giving CEOs $300, $400, $500 million bonuses, and they're admitting. They had a Goldman Sachs brag to the New York Times. He said, we're just buying other banks up, healthy ones, and I'm giving myself a bonus. Ha, ha, ha. It's funny. See, we're here to be laughed at because we're the sports fans. We're the idiots of Earth. We're an evil country that'll go attack brown people and kill a couple million of them for no reason in Iraq and make jokes about it. And the elites say, look at these suckers that we enslave. Let's just steal everything they've got. And the suckers say, yeah, I like it. Hurt me. Take everything I got. They control the left. They control the right. And again, Barack Obama, spying, secret arrest, big government, all of it. It's going to be Bush on steroids, but the left is just all, suddenly there's all these pro-war groups, all these leftist groups. Oh, we love war. Oh, it's so good. We love torture. We love secret arrest. I've got stacks of articles. They're up on prisonplanet.com today. All right, I said I'd go to your calls. A lot of calls next hour, too. I've been on kind of a rant today. Ziploc is first, and then a bunch of other callers. But Mike in Canada says he disagrees, so he goes to the head of the line. Go ahead, Mike. You're on the air.
I got two main points. First point is that when you talk about the founding fathers of America and the Republic, and my point is that if they got good quotes and they're trying to make it seem like they're against them, I mean, yeah, they're going to have good quotes, right? But that's not really much proof beyond that.
I understand it's fashionable to bash the founding fathers, but if you've really studied history, they were amazing people, and it really was the second Renaissance. So you can judge people by the day they were in, by today's standards, and then say, oh, look how bad they were. But we just have other forms of slavery today. The government puts the drugs out like a deer hunter puts a deer feeder out, and then when the idiots come up and use it, they throw you in their private prisons.
Yeah.
How much pot are you smoking right now?
Not much.
Admit you're stoned.
I am.
Yeah, I can just hear it. Okay, my mind burns with energy. It burns with understanding. Okay, continually expanding. I can't even articulate to you what I know, sir. I can see you there, sitting there, smoking the pot in your apartment, calling in, trying to tell me I'm stupid and I'm wrong. Now, what am I wrong about?
No, you're right about lots of stuff, but my second point is that when you say that we got to put these people up against the court system, I don't think that we should have any courts or republics or anything, because that's just like another...
Yeah, I've talked to 1 million potheads who read some libertarian screed and then think no government, no organization, no nothing. That isn't how the world works, pal. You have to have a small government to protect you from other governments and other criminal groups. That's what the government's for. and it's dangerous, but it's a necessary, very small evil. But libertarians always just say, get rid of all government now, instead of being sensible and saying incremental. All right, I'm not trying to be mean to you, sir. Just if you call in here to disagree, please have something to disagree with me about. And oh God, I just can't handle it anymore. I mean, I'm not even bashing potheads, folks. I'm for decriminalization. I don't think you should be put in prison for it. My whole point is, I'm just tired of people calling in so stoned they can hardly talk. Yeah, hey man, I don't think we need nothing. Okay, whatever. I'm just here giving you the information. You do with it what you want. They're putting cancer viruses in the vaccines and shooting you up. You got that? You got that? Everybody out there who's had a little kid die of cancer? They murdered your child. You got it? You got it? That's who runs things. They're not playing games with you. You got it? Grow up, people. Stop watching the Green Bay Packers play the Colts. Or whoever they were playing today. Tennessee Titans and the Colts, or the Texans and the Colts. All this bull. I don't have time for it anymore. I'm right. You're wrong. Period. I do homework. I research. I know what's going on, and you people don't, and you better get up off your butts, because this is life and death. Ziploc in New Hampshire. You're on the air.
Thanks, Alex. Thanks for handling that last call the way you did, because I'm glad you didn't sit tight on that one. That was serious business right there, huh?
Yeah.
Goodness. I had a question for you. In 2009, I'm a voter now. I just entered as a voter. I decided this year to block Barack. I went to the town hall in New Hampshire. I wanted to see what the heck was going on, and everybody's all about Barack down there, except the pollsters. The people at the place were actually a little older, and they were actually a little wiser. And I'm going in there like, I have my birth certificate with me. Where do I sign up? They said, you don't need it. I said, I have a birth certificate. I was born right in this town. I want to vote for somebody born in this country. A whole lot of people looked at me like I was crazy, but it's dead serious. This guy, if he wasn't born in this country, how are we voting him in? And how did the info slip from everybody for nobody to even ask, who is this guy? That's what I'm wondering.
Well, you see, there's wheels within wheels within wheels. I mean, it's great to criticize Barack Obama, but John McCain was bad as well. The way their paradigm works, if we only attack George Bush, then that empowers the leftist arm or wing of the New World Order. If we only attack Barack Obama, then that empowers the phony-controlled right-wing arm. We have to show they're both puppet groups putting out different rhetoric but carrying out the same operation. And Barack Obama is meant to fool the public into buying, stalling the public not to revolt just long enough to literally bankrupt the nation and bankrupt the dollar to the foreign banks. We are, quote, bailing out the very banks that control our private Federal Reserve that engineered the collapse. You understand? So that's why they didn't, quote, bail out mortgages, because it was never about the mortgages. It was about bankrupting the U.S. and capitalizing 4 U.S. banks, 6 foreign banks, to be able to go out and buy up and leverage the stock market.
You mean covertly, as if nobody would really know this as a voter, but behind the scenes, that's basically exactly what's boiling down as we're putting we aren't, but as everybody...
Look, John McCain and Barack Obama, thank you for the call, are bought and paid for by the very same people. So they're just front men to deflect all the attention away from the real government. The president's ceremonial. The Congress is pretty much ceremonial. The Congress 5 weeks ago wouldn't pass the banker takeover bill. So they were threatened with martial law. I played the C-SPAN clips. They were told, we will arrest the Congress. Now, that was total tyranny. They should have all walked out with a press conference. The president should have been arrested. But that ain't how it works here. Northcom's in control out of Colorado Springs. The Congress knows that. Okay? And so... people can't even believe it. If you read the U.S. government documents, the British Ministry of Defense documents, do you know what would have happened if Congress would have walked out and said we were just threatened with martial law and we're not going along with it anymore? Do you know what they would have done? Probably a neutron bomb would have been detonated in D.C., and the public would have been told that Al-Qaeda did it. I mean, the British Ministry of Defense... in their 10-year report they put out last year saying what they believe will happen, they said governments may have to use neutron bombs to stop takeovers of our system. I mean, they're prepared to kill the whole Congress. Don't you understand? This is far beyond anything you can deal with, what I can deal with. I can't handle it anymore. Okay? They're sucking the country dry right now. They're international offshore banks. They want it to fall apart. They want to hurt the economy. They want to destroy confidence. They're the military-industrial complex. They're the New World Order. They're offshore. They hate this country. They hate our founding fathers. You understand? All they're going to give you is a boot stomping on your face forever.